Hello. Wasn't sure I was gonna do this tonight, but fuck it. I'm tired and I'm bored. It's been a boring ass Saturday all around. So fuck it, I'll do it. It's not like I got anything else to do or anyone to talk to, but that's other times. Um, Last night I watched the movie Bad Trip on Netflix. I finally got around to doing that. Uh, I will say this is gonna be a probably shorter review because it's just a more positive review. It's a hilarious fucking movie. It's an utterly hilarious fucking movie. If you're not familiar with Eric Andre, you should be. He is fucking hilarious. He's a guy. He has a show on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim called The Eric Andre Show, where it's mostly centered around him basically doing an interview format, but the people coming on his show don't know who he is and they don't know what the show is. So they come on and then he basically does like these gags or pranks or whatever you want to call them to just fuck with the guests. And he decided to take that to a movie format, which we've seen before in movies like Jackass and shit like that. And Johnny Knoxville has done a couple of them like on his own. This movie, Bad Trip is called, is kind of like that, but it's it's different because it's sort of set up like an actual movie with a plot line, a very thin plot line. But it's centered around that plot, then going into these scenes where basically the actors act out the scenes, and then but they do it in public. So everyone who's in the scene is just some random person who has no idea what's going on. So they just see crazy shit happening and then react. And then, the film crew comes in afterwards, tells them they were in a movie, and then I'm assuming pays them and gets them to sign a release so they'll actually be in the movie. It's kind of weird, but it ends up for making some really hilarious shit because the shit they do is wild. Sometimes it's a little too ridiculous. It makes it a little far fetched, a little hard to believe that people aren't in on this. But whatever. I'm sorry. Like I said, the movie stars Eric Andre first and foremost. His best friend is played by what's his name? Little Lil Rel Howery, who's a comedian who's been in some shit. I think he also has a TV show. Tiffany Haddish and Michaela Conlin. It's basically just those four actors, and everyone else is just sort of, for the most part, it's just the four of them, and everyone else is just pretty much everyone else is an unsuspecting victim of what these people are doing. The plot in a nutshell, like I said, it's a very thin plot. Eric Andre plays a guy in Florida who's a loser, just a working class loser who can't get his shit together, very immature, and he sees a woman played by Michaela Conlin who he used to have a crush on in high school. They run into each other while he's working one day, and she invites him to an art gallery opening that she has in New York City. So he instantly falls in love with her and then decides to go on a road trip to go see her, but he doesn't have a car. So he gets his buddy, played by Rel, to borrow Rel's sister's car. Now, Rel's sister is played by Tiffany Haddish, who is in prison, so they figure it's no harm taking her car because she's in jail, she's not going to miss it. So they just do that, and they decide to drive from Florida to New York in 4 days, which is doable, but that is quite a trip. Um, Now, the other part of the plot is Tiffany Haddish is in prison. She escapes from prison. The scene where she escapes is actually pretty funny because you see a prison bus just drive up, and the guy driving it gets out, and they pull over next to a guy who's like cleaning, some black guy who's cleaning graffiti off a wall. I should point out that almost all of the people they pull pranks on in this movie, almost all the actors that have pranks pulled on them are black. And I think that was a very wise decision. Because the black people's natural reactions to shit ends up being just, not all the time, but a lot of the time, it's usually the wildest and it's the funniest. Black people's reaction to crazy shit can end up being the funniest. Most white people just sit there like going like, what's going on? Black people have a very visceral reaction to shit, and it really is the funniest thing you've ever seen. It's the funniest stuff just comes from average fucking people. There, like I said, the scene where Tiffany Haddish breaks out, and the guy he's just kind of like, he's looking at her, he's like, get out of here, just get out of here, don't stick around, just get out of here, and she keeps coming back, and he's like, just go, like he's trying to help her, and then they just go through. It's basically just, one thing of exposition to another. There's a scene where Eric, Andre, and Rel are in a bar, and Eric pretends to get too fucking drunk and like fucking throws up all over himself. But maybe one of the funniest scenes is near the end of the movie where they start to intersect in New Jersey, and Tiffany Haddish's character walks into like a restaurant, passing out flyers looking for, the Eric, Andre, and Rel, telling everybody, that they stole her car, and she's got a picture of this very gaudy car. It's like a hot pink car with the words "bad bitch" written on the back of the windshield, and she's just like, I'm finding them, I'm gonna kill them, and everything, and she's talking about all this shit, and then as soon as she leaves, Eric, Andre, and Rel come into the restaurant, and everybody sees them and is like looking at them like, wait, isn't that the guys? And then the people start like passing over flyers, like, wait, what's this? It's like, yeah, she was in here looking for you. Like, she's here? And then they just like leave, and then Tiffany Haddish comes back, and it's this, and people are like this one woman. There's this one black woman who just gets very involved in this situation, and her reactions are so goddamn funny. It's just, I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it. All I will say is that this is a very funny movie. I had so many moments where I just like had a guttural, laugh out loud, like just heavy laughter. It's fucking hilarious. I can't recommend it enough. Probably the funniest movie I've seen in a while. There have not been a lot of good comedies lately, but this was a good one. It was a combination of it. Like I said, it's kind of like a combination of the movie Road Trip and Jackass. And one of the executive producers from Jackass actually worked on this movie. I think he was the executive producer on this movie too, so it makes sense. And it worked so fucking well. And it was just hilarious. Tiffany Haddish and Eric Andre specifically were so goddamn. Tiffany Haddish is fucking. She kills in this fucking movie. She's so fucking funny. There's a scene where she's looking for them, and she starts getting into an argument with a white dude on the street, and it's just the white guy doesn't back down, and neither does she. It almost looks like they're gonna come to like a fucking fight. It's just so goddamn funny. Oh man, yeah, that's it. That's all I can say. I can't recommend this movie enough. It's so fucking good. If you're looking for a fucking real, just stupid laugh, watch Bad Trip on Netflix. It's fantastic. I give it 2 thumbs up. Fucking 5 stars for what it is. For what it is, it's perfect. It's perfect for what it is. A dumb comedy that's definitely going to make you laugh. So, yeah, like I said, this is a short one. I guess I got more to talk about when I got something to bitch about. I don't know. Still thinking about doing reviews. Still working out in my head what more I'm gonna do for types of movies and what more I'm gonna come up with. That's something to work on this coming week. I ain't got a lot coming up this week, so I need something to keep my mind occupied. Um, it's also gonna be rainy this week, so there might be a few good days to sleep in. But that's regardless of this. This is a movie thing. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. But yes, Bad Trip. Watch it. Like and subscribe, or don't. I don't know. That's up to you. Have a good one.